What has been your organization's experience with inclusive insurance programs?
We started in about 2010. That's 15 years ago. And we started with two pilots for agriculture insurance. Both of them were corn, and we wanted to see how we were able to work on it. And those were weather index.
What motivated the organization to get involved in inclusive insurance?
Basically, we wanted to see how we can expand our customer base and bring in the uninsured population into to learn and understand insurance and take up insurance. So basically, that's why this pilots were extremely important for us.
How does your organization define inclusive insurance?
Inclusive insurance now in Kenya, there is regulations, and the regulations require that the premium should be a particular amount per maximum amount per day, and the sum insured cannot be more than 500,000 Kenya shillings, and there is no liability cover. So we now go by the definition that has been provided by the regulator.
What perception do beneficiaries have of this insurance product?
The main thing is that the beneficiaries, until they took out insurance, they did not know about insurance. And what we do is that because we work in partnerships with aggregators and microfinance institutions. So what it is that when the beneficiaries get their benefits when a claim is made, they get their benefits. Obviously, it helps them, and they then understand that taking out insurance has benefited them and given them the opportunity to not to dig into their pocket to pay back the microfinance institution.
How do you identify the insurable needs of your target population?
Basically, we work with number one is the farmers, smallholder farmers, and they have their farms. So we just insure them for the acreage of the farm that they have. But when it comes to microfinance institution, they will insure it on the basis of the loans. But then there is another cover that we provide to to them, which is bundled, and that is hospicash. In case that there are hospitalized, we would then give them an income replacement on a daily basis. We basically rely on the fact that they have land, and they in the land they are planting some maize, corn, and that we then say we look at the area that they want to insure.
And what criteria do you use to evaluate the inclusion? Is gender, rurality, poverty, disability, or what?
Basically, obviously, poverty would be very difficult. But in Kenya, mostly what happens is that the main farmer is in a family. Generally a man would be going to work in a city, but the wife will be at the home looking after the land. And so when we are insuring that farmer, we could be we could the name of the insured could be the farmer, the man, but actually it's the woman who is really the farmer. So we do not really look at the gender, but we want to make sure that more women are covered.
What have been the main challenge in implementing inclusive insurance?
Well, the main challenge is that the people who we are giving inclusive insurance to do not understand insurance. They will never experience insurance, and the other thing is that to them, and when we say that they have to pay a premium, and what they get is a piece of paper, it does not make sense to them. And when at the end of the year, if there is no claim, then they think they wasted their money. So what it is insurance to them is number one is they do not have the knowledge of insurance, but number two is that we have to now think of ways to make sure that in case there was no claim, is there a cashback we could give them for them to understand that there is some value in insurance.
What conditions you consider necessary to scale these initiatives to the regional or national level?
What we do is to scale it up and to grow the numbers, we work with aggregators because the aggregators are working with the farmers and they basically increase the number of people we can reach. So what happens is that generally a good aggregator that is working with those farmers will give us maybe 100,000 or 200,000 farmers to insure for every season. So so basically, that is the way we can get to the farmers. And for borrowers, it would be the microfinance institution who would give cover to the borrowers through us.
Do you have some data or evidence of the impact of this inclusive insurance?
Yes, we basically we have a very good data. We know how many people we have covered, and we also know what sort of claims we are paying. So what happens is obviously inclusive insurance is very different than normal insurance. So we go by the number of farmers we have insured any one season and the type of claims we have paid. Uh, but the thing is that we might not have full individual data because it is through the aggregator.
Finally, what recommendations will you give to others interested in promoting this inclusive insurance?
There is a good opportunity for inclusive insurance because what is happening is that in countries like ours, in Kenya, we have a population of 55 million. And out of 55 million, 40 million would be farmers on the land. And they've really not understood insurance, or they are not insured. So we want to see how we can get them to be insured, and so that we will be able to increase the number of people that we are insuring. And we are insured up to now about 2 million farmers, and we are hoping that we can get to about 10 million.